What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. And only today and tomorrow left. Over 250 people now have taken advantage of it. Use the link in the description. Open an account with Webull. They'll give you a free stock value between $3 and $300. Deposit $5 or more. You'll get another value between $8 to $2,000. You could sell them, buy fractional shares of this great company, EA Sports. They gave us a deep dive tonight, and I can't drag it out. Listen, this was awful. The comments reflected it. If I wanted to be sold something, I'd go watch QVC. You know, hearing these guys sit around, mumble through changes was nauseating. I normally don't downvote videos, but I came really close on this one. As a spoiler, scouting's coming in September. They first started, though, talking about Madden 21, praising it, and, right away, I don't get this. It literally was one of the worst games of all time, and they talk about being proud of the title and pushed user controls and mini-game modes. It just shows you that they don't get it. I really think we went 10-15 minutes in, and we had seen nothing about scouting. But they did show the trailer again, and talked about the new hub. They did talk about bringing in more talent at EA. The features that they needed in the game were only going to be coming from passionate people. A quote-unquote re-emergence of a franchise junkie, which, interestingly enough, Sean, who took a break from a God of War meeting to be here, contradicts himself in this video. They literally talk about how they know franchise is falling apart and neglected right after they talk about how much effort they put into it the year before. They talk about this design council, and clearly this is where the community just gets all screwed up, because they go into the EA sponsor programs, and they talk about the issues in getting feedback. And Sean and Swami, who are 5 feet apart at this point, are on totally different platforms here. Sean talks about lurking in YouTube channels, but finds no value in Twitter, because, he doesn't even update his banner, yet Swami is sitting here saying, oh, Twitter's the best place for feedback. So this is why the game really is just awful. They then go and pick what they think's best in the game. Sean picks game planning. The guy in the middle nobody's seen before. He actually copies, well, I guess he gets copied to keep everything EA by Andre. They talk about how this is going to be a whole new element, shape your team differently every time. Andre gets really excited about this push. It's almost worth it just to watch this. Andre gets so excited to play because the focus players went from 3 to 6. Not real and meaningful changes, just, doubling what's there. So, getting into the scouting, okay? Andre said it's completely revamped. The points have been removed. You have baseline scouting. You have key decisions. And he said this is going to remove some of the busy work that we kind of talk about. And this comes from independent scouts that you have, which may be player-specific. And from the outside, I will say, all of this sounds fantastic. It's desperately what we've needed. I just hope it's factored into true change. Because if this goes back to what we had before, where if you remember all the draft classes were the same, then it's automatically ruined. We see also, when I get into the scouts, a lot of former players, which is great in general. They talk about the draft board having a media element to it, which is based on big games or performances. We also assume that, I guess because this wasn't mentioned, we don't know how those games are going to be played. I assume you're not going to see them. So they basically say you have mock drafts that happen during the season, which is a good thing to give the draft picks added value, because you have an idea what players are being looked at, what teams are looking for. This goes back to team building in Madden, though. If they're still going to go after quarterbacks when they've got 4 of them already, it's not going to work. So you do have the ability to go out and scout specific players, which is going to bring that media attention and kind of help expose what you're doing to other teams. Kind of that, art of war, if you will. You have private workouts. They did mention they used former scouts, actual NFL scouts and personnel, which is great. And they said that essentially everything is on the timetable to get better. They're willing to listen to everybody. Unless you're Swami on Twitter, then you're going to block people. And then, if you're on YouTube, you just have to hope, Sean's lurking. This is the scouting hiring screen, really the only thing new from this page. And that's why I said, to me, it looks like Antoine Bethea has a defensive end experience when he was a defensive back, but a cornerback position 2, 10 years experience. Terrell Suggs. I'm guessing these could be other names. It's just weird that, Hightower could be a linebacker, or just seems strange to me that there's a Jay Edelman that is, you know, really experienced with strong safeties after I don't know. Maybe that isn't Donald Penn and Chuck Pagano. What do I know? I don't, you know what I mean? Oh, if you watch this, guys, listen, there's more excitement in my voice when I start a video than any of these guys had during the whole thing. I don't know if they're burnt out. I don't know if they don't care, but, you know, to be honest with you, this was a tough sell. A lot of the good things are there, but you look at what's here at face value, and it doesn't meet the expectation of what they're selling you. So it's just going to be wait and see at this point. Sounds great. Let's see if they can execute. Other than that, appreciate you watching this video. You know, I can't even drag it out. 5 more minutes. That's how little was here. In the week with more commentary.